This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win. You want to start off with Sunday Night Football?
Absolutely.
As we always do here, Minnesota Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys. Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, 9, coming away victorious here. 34-26 was the final score here for this one. The top 5 graded players that we had for the Minnesota Vikings. Edge rusher Jonathan Grenard at the very top of the list with a 90.5. Wide receiver Jalen Naylor with an 86.0. Had 2 touchdowns in this game. Tight end TJ Hockenson, I believe, led all Vikings receivers in receiving yards here. 82.4 overall grade. Cornerback Fabian Moreau with a 79.6. And then linebacker Eric Wilson with a 78.7. J.J. McCarthy in this one, an 89.7. Your eyes do not deceive you. That is the grade for J.J. McCarthy there in the Vikings. On Dallas' side of things, their offensive guard Tyler Smith was their highest graded player with an 83.4. Wide receiver CeeDee Lamb with an 80.7. Defensive tackle Quinnen Williams an 80.7. Edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney with an 80.2. Center Cooper Beebe a 76.2. And then Dak Prescott a 69.5 overall grade. Dalton, this basically puts the Cowboys in a situation where I think they have to win out, and I think the Eagles have to lose out.
And that would be to the Commanders twice and to the Bills.
In order for the Cowboys to make the playoffs. So doesn't look like it's happening this year for Dallas. But what was your stat that told the story overall? Was it a Dallas point or was it a Vikings point?
I'll stay because McCarthy is obviously the main story here. We'll get into him in a minute. But with the Cowboys season effectively over, obviously there's roughly, they say, a 1% chance that they could get in. They have to win all 3, and the Eagles have to lose all 3 of their games, including twice to the Commanders. You look at this Cowboys team, they did somewhat fix the defensive line. Drafting Donovan Ezeraku was a plus. The trade for Quinnen Williams really worked. Jadeveon Clowney, some veteran guys in there playing well up front. But at the end of the day, this Cowboys team, the secondary, the back 7 of this defense, just not good enough in coverage. For the 6th time this season, a team coverage grade under a 45. And the only team for the season worse than them in coverage grade is the Las Vegas Raiders, who might be the worst team in football right now.
Oh, they're better than the Commanders?
The Cowboys. Yeah, the Commanders are better. They're ahead of the Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying. Because
Right.
that's not – how many times have we talked about the Commanders this year as one of the worst in the NFL? So I'm surprised to hear that the Cowboys are once again now below a team like that. Because this is 2 years in a row now that the Cowboys have been bad in coverage.
I want to say the Commanders are 30th. They're next on that list.
Yeah.
Commanders and Jets are the next 2, but it's Raiders and Cowboys that are the 2 worst. And at the end of the day, their secondary giving up all these big plays on the back end. Just too many wasted now good efforts from their front 7 because they can't cover. There's too many miscommunications. There's too much basic zone coverage. It's easy for quarterbacks to see and to manipulate. They bite up too hard on play action. And you just look at all the stats this season. I think this is really what we're going to look at as the primary reason they're missing the postseason here. 29th in yards per attempt allowed, most passing touchdowns allowed through week 15, highest passer rating allowed, 6th highest explosive pass rate allowed. Their back 7's just not good enough.
Yeah.
They did a nice job as the year went on improving the defensive line. Young guys got better, veteran guys played well, but your draft needs pretty much every time that you do a mock now for the Cowboys, and through April, I would expect this to be the case in the actual draft. You're going to take something in the back 7 of this defense, whether it's a primetime linebacker, if a safety like Caleb Downs were to somehow fall to them that far, because we know safeties can fall, the best cornerback in the draft available, whatever it's going to be, they have to rebuild the back 7 of this defense to get better next season.
Yeah, when I've been doing mock draft exercises for the Broncos, in theory, the guys on paper, you have Deron Bland, you have Trayvon Diggs, again, in theory on the depth chart, but it looks like he's not going to play throughout the rest of the season. He might not play another down for the Dallas Cowboys when it's all said and done. You have Simone Rebel, who is the outside corner there, who struggled this year, but he's getting back to form, coming back from the injury. How much faith do you have in him there? So even though on paper, I think you could look at the names that the Dallas Cowboys have at the cornerback position and say, there's at least some players on there. There's a reason to believe that maybe they only believe in Bland moving forward, and they feel like they've got to get another one in there. So I do agree with you. I think that coverage is going to be a major talking point with the Cowboys. On the other side of things, my stat that told the story, J.J. McCarthy, 3.01 time to throw here, Dalton. Now, that's not quite under 3. That's the threshold, but 0.1 away from being right at that 3-second time to throw number, and getting under that, I think is just showing that he's processing things a little bit better. He's able to get the ball out of his hands a little bit quicker, a little bit more confidently. I think that you saw that this game. He had big-time throws. I looked at our coverage splits, and I was trying to see, like, okay, well, was he attacking cover 2 really well, or quarters really well, or cover 1 or whatever? He had a big-time throw against cover 0, against cover 1, against cover 2, and cover 6. So he had, of his 4 big-time throws in this game, they were all against a different look on the back end in coverage. So a really great job from McCarthy there. I thought he was very competent in this game, and I just think that he is playing better down the stretch, which is obviously something that's going to be very important for this Vikings team. But I thought he looked really good in this game.
No, yeah, and look, it was a very balanced approach again from Kevin O'Connell with this offense, roughly 50-50 run and pass. And it just felt like the last 2 weeks finally, and in this game again, this offense ran the way that it was supposed to. There was enough support in the run game, especially as the game went on, to ease things up on McCarthy, where he didn't have to throw it 40 to 45 times. McCarthy took advantage with rollouts, with play action, and then took deep shots when it was necessary, right? When guys were open downfield, he was hitting them. This is a very vulnerable secondary, and you're talking about one that you can attack. We've seen it all season with this Dallas secondary. So McCarthy, this was his best game so far, and in his best opportunities so far against such a bad defense. And it's at least good to see him back-to-back weeks against teams like the Commanders and the Cowboys go out there, play well when he's supposed to play well. Obviously, the task will get harder from here in the last 3 games of the season and further into his career. But to see him really go off against these 2 defenses in back-to-back weeks is really nice to see.
Yeah, my most impressive with Jonathan Grenard. I thought he was really great in this game, as he has been a couple of times, not just this past year, but throughout the last couple of seasons. 4 hurries from him in this game. He didn't have any, I don't believe he had any sacks, but he had 4 hurries in this game. 16.7% pass rush win percentage, a 90.2 pass rush grade. He was somebody who was able to rush from the left and the right side. I watched him win on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Really just diverse, talented pass rusher that I think you can build that defensive line and that pass rush plan around. So really good game from him. My most disappointing, honestly, was Matt Eberflus, the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. And really, very clearly, like, the Cowboys just didn't play well. You mentioned how much they struggled in coverage and all that. But specifically, I think that Dallas has been getting better with just their front 4, and we've praised them for that over the last couple of weeks, which I understand him wanting to lean into just trying to get home with 4 and then having more guys in coverage. But the fact of the matter was it wasn't working in this game, and Eberflus only blitzed J.J. McCarthy 9 times in this game. This is a player who the book on him in his rookie season is if you pressure him, he pretty much crumbles. So if early on you weren't getting home with 4, I would have loved to see second half of this game you really adjust to the point where you are throwing a lot of stuff at him. And I just don't feel like Eberflus was aggressive enough in how he attacked the pocket and how he attacked J.J. McCarthy. He allowed him to sit back, and he allowed him to be too comfortable in this game. So that was my most disappointing thing.
Yeah, heavy zone coverage, heavy 4-man rush. That's generally what you get with Matt Eberflus. And like you mentioned, you would wish there was a little more adjustment made. Maybe you pick a game or 2 here to get aggressive, especially against a young quarterback that you mentioned a 3-second average time to throw. He likes to hold the football. He likes to sit back there, see it, and throw it later in the play. So, Eberflus, obviously it hasn't been a great year for his unit. I think that side of the ball is going to get completely reevaluated this offseason. That could include him as well.
Everyone's got takes. Numbers have truth. And the truth is, most people are betting with emotion. Sportsbooks feed on it. TikTok gurus sell it. The hype machine runs on it. That's how you lose. PFF is different. You're betting with winning data. The same data trusted by all 32 NFL teams and the sharpest minds in the game. PFF betting tools take every prop, every matchup, every angle, and run them through our custom models. Built on the best football data in the world. What comes back is your edge. Simple, sharp, and built to win. Want to go deeper? PFF puts a pro-level analytics department in your hands, giving you the same insights teams use to find every advantage. Build your game plan with matchup analysis. Project every snap, every matchup, and every edge before kickoff. Because the smartest plays start long before Sunday. Hit rates show how a player performs against their prop and against defenses built the same way. It's the data that gives you real confidence in every pick. Next, Key Insights translates PFF data into the story behind every matchup, giving you the why that powers your bets. From coverage schemes to defensive looks, it's the context that turns raw numbers into winning decisions. When you're ready to take action, filter through every prop on the market and focus on the opportunities that matter, by game, matchup, or value. Then, shop for the best available line in your area and tap your book of choice to place the bet instantly. Everyone's got takes, but now you've got truth. Bet with data, win with PFF.